so
Okay.
addictive.
So here, I want to watch a couple of videos here, chat. Okay. So it is a react stream, so I am gonna be farming some content for YouTube. So lock the fuck in, okay? So the first video I wanted to watch for a react stream here today was the buy now pay later trap lock explained, right? So basically, they're gonna explain it in this video here, right? So something really funny that that DoorDash added recently is they added a way where what you can do is that you can pay for DoorDash orders in installments, right? You can pay for it in installments. So that means, let's say you get $80 worth of DoorDash. Instead of paying the $80 that same night, you can pay it in 4 easy installments of $20 each. So if you want to, you can mortgage your DoorDash order over the course of like 4 months to pay for it, right? Or you can even mortgage it over the course of like a year, 2, even 3 years. You can mortgage your fucking DoorDash order over the course of 3 fucking years instead of having to pay for it. So, oh, you can buy $200 worth of DoorDash, and if you, I don't know how much it would be, but you only pay like $2 every single month for it to like pay it off. Imagine having to pay for takeout and rates, dude. It's fucked up. And so a lot of people have been using the system that they use for it is called Klarna. So if you want to, you can use Klarna during DoorDash when you're on it. And instead of having to pay for it all, you can be in debt to DoorDash. So it's amazing. I love it. It's awesome. So let's watch this video that explains it.
Why is paying for so addictive?
They literally once financed a bottle
Wait, isn't this what caused the Great Depression? Over-reliance on credit? Tee-hee!
of body wash.
Apparently Klarna is like, how do I say this? Like, they're in debt. Like, a lot of people are like buying DoorDash and they're just not paying it off. So they're like $100 million in debt right now because so many people are using it and so many people are not paying for their orders at all. So they're in a lot of debt.
You know what? I'm gonna afterpay this. It's gonna make me feel less guilty to pay it in 4 installments of $81 or whatever.
That's like having a black American Express to me. I can use it anywhere, anytime I get ready.
I'm using Klarna to pay for these Chris Brown tickets.
Look at this chart right here. This shows the total non-housing consumer
Oh, I
debt.
love it. I mean, okay. The only thing that I've used for like a buy now, pay later thing was I bought a brand new phone for like $500. And at the time, I didn't have enough money to, I didn't have enough to like want to drop $500 in like a single go. So I bought the phone and I bought it over the, I was like, I'll pay over the course of like 12 months. Right. So I'll pay like $30 for the phone, like every month or something like that to get it paid off. Right. That's basically what I did. But like, I mean, like in terms of like these like buy now pay later things with like a firm, that's the only thing that I've done. I mean, like obviously I have like a thing for my car where I'm paying it off every month, like $150. Like I got a loan for it. But like I have, other than my phone, I haven't used stuff like a firm and like Klarna.
America over the last 10 years. And in 2024, Americans collectively owe more than $5 trillion, which is enough to pay for every NFL, NBA, and MLB team.
$5 trillion is crazy work. How much is America in debt right now? What's the national debt? 36 trillion? Okay, it's not even close actually.
$1 trillion, which is enough to pay for
I only used DoorDash once and someone stole my card information. I made 3 orders in one day. Lucky my bank caught it and stole it.
every
Jesus
NFL,
Christ, I'm sorry.
NBA, and MLB team 10 times over. And to make matters worse, we are constantly surrounded by psychological tricks and hidden fees to drive us further and further into debt. The worst of these tricks, the buy now, pay later programs that have been designed
This reaction's gonna take 10 hours? I'm gonna kill you. Fuck you.
of young adults.
I'm not gonna watch a video and I'm not gonna sit here and just, I fucking hate you people who like backseat my reactions. Because I'm not gonna sit, if I'm gonna react to a video, I'm not gonna sit here with a blank face and no reaction and just watch it with no input. I'm gonna pause it and add input so I at least add something to the video.
When you buy a
React harder.
$100
Blurred Pixels, he's my editor for my main channel. He loves it when I do this because it gives us more content and more ad revenue for the channel.
pair of shoes and you only have to pay $25 that day, and then the pair of shoes show up at my apartment 3 days later, the shoes are $25.
Oh.
Why do I care if in 2 months I have to pay another $25?
Exactly. In 3 months, I have to pay $25. But it's like, okay, with like these debts like Affirm or Klarna, I think what they're preying on people being like, oh, I only have to pay $25 every 3 months or whatever. But it's like, then you start doing it. And then you start doing it a lot, right? And so it's like, maybe you'll do like $25 every 3 months here. Maybe you'll do $10 every 3 months here. And then eventually that just keeps adding up. Like another $5.50 there, another like $18.75 here, shit like that, right? It adds up, right? And then eventually, every single month, suddenly you look at your bank account, $300 is being taken out of your bank account every month because you're in debt to shit being taken out of your bank account for like Klarna or Affirm.
I don't know me 2 months from
This
now.
is the math I
she
use
can
for my
deal with
food.
that.
Buy now, pay later is a short-term financing option that is offered by companies like Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay. You'll typically see
Dude, I get stressed out using my credit card. Like every time I use my credit card and think that I have like I have like $300 that I've used on my credit card, I get stressed the fuck out. And I don't stop stressing out until I manage to pay off the whole thing in full. Like it fucks with me.
see these options pop up on e-commerce stores, offering you the ability to buy what you want today while deferring your payment over a certain number of installments. So if you're looking to buy a new suitcase for a trip you have coming up and it's going to cost you $300, instead of paying that all today, you could buy the suitcase today and then split the $300 across 4 equal interest-free payments.
Dude, it's fucked up because like I look at this like every time I go to like OmoCat, dude, if you've been to OmoCat before, you know how fucking expensive OmoCat is. Dude, like their hoodies are like usually in like the $80 range and shit like that, right? Their t-shirts are in like the $40 to $50 range. OmoCat is expensive as fuck. I love them, right? OmoCat's my favorite. I'm wearing an OmoCat shirt right now. But OmoCat is very quality. But like, goddamn, their shit is expensive. And every time I see the option where it's like, oh, I can pay in installments of like my $500 order, I could pay $125 over the course of like 4 months. I'm like, ooh, that's talking dirty to me. I want it.
And you might think, great, interest-free. I can just sign up for these payments and then worry about paying it sometime later down the road.
Look, Savior, you have your gay little fucking virgin action figures, okay? And I have a nice, high-quality piece of clothing that I'm gonna be wearing, like, repeatedly for weeks and months and years on end, okay? We're not the same person.
But it's not quite that simple. These buy now, pay later programs aren't necessarily groundbreaking financial technology. In fact, buy now, pay later
They are
programs are
action
kind of
figures. Oh, man.
newer, modernized version of the old school layaway programs that you would see at stores like Kmart and Sears. These layaway programs allowed you to place a deposit on an item like a dishwasher, for example. And then the store would reserve that dishwasher for you to collect once you had paid off the dishwasher through their installment plan. But these layaway programs kind of fell off throughout much of the mid 20th century, mainly due to the introduction of credit cards and revolving lines of credit. Instead of using a layaway program and waiting to collect their item, people could just swipe a credit card, get their item today, and then worry about paying off that over the next couple months or years. The only problem is that a credit card will incur interest. People realize that if they didn't pay their credit card down on time, they would end up owing more than they initially spent on the item. So along came the modern marvel that is buy now, pay later.
Dude, it's fucked up. It is fucked up. And like the worst part about it is that buy now, pay later preys so badly on broke people. And it's like, it preys really, really hardly on broke people. Because for me, it's like, I'm going to be honest, it's really easy for me to say, I'm just going to choose to ignore the buy now, pay later option. And I'm just going to do it. But for like, if you're like broke and you only have like, if you have like a couple $100 in your bank account at like any given time, right? It's like, it's really easy for you to fall into like a consumerism trap where you think you want it, and you want it badly enough to where you see like you only have to pay $50 every couple of months in order to get it, and you're like, oh, I'll just do that. And you don't realize that at the end of the day, it's still $200 you're paying. It's just you're gonna pay it a little bit slower, and you don't realize it's gonna bite you in the ass when you really need it.
Which gave you the best of both worlds. Get your product today, pay it off over a longer period of time, all while doing it interest-free. And that idea began hooking people in, because buy now, pay later has seen some explosive growth over the last 5 years, going from $2 billion in transaction volume in 2019 to $24.2 billion in 2021, and it's projected to reach as high as $122 billion in 2025. But this explosion wasn't just happening in a vacuum. It's actually part of 3 major cultural shifts that we've been seeing. First,
I mean, if you're gonna pay $30+ for a shitty McDonald's meal, I can't imagine you would care about more debt. Look, I mean, I don't know, man. Have you seen, I don't know, sometimes you just want to get McDonald's, okay? Sometimes it's not about the fact that sometimes you just want to get McDonald's.
Is the financialization of everything, meaning we've moved from a completely cash-based society to a society in which we look at even a $5 coffee as an opportunity to finance the transaction. Second, we have the rise of social media driven consumption. As influencers showcase luxury lifestyle and products, buy now, pay later allows the average consumer the ability to experience those same things without actually incurring the cost today. And third, we have
this is why I do my subscriptions manually, dude. It's fucked up, dude. Cause like I have so many fucking, this is not a segue for any of those apps that like help you with like managed subscriptions. This is not a segue, but I have so many fucking subscriptions that I lose track of. Like I have a subscription for my editing software. I have a subscription for like an art like studio app and stuff like that. I have like Crunchyroll. I have Netflix. I have Hulu. I have HBO. What else do I have that I can think of off the top of my head? VR chat, dude. It's like I'm paying like at least like probably close to like $150 a month, like to like every month for these apps.
Post-pandemic spending boom, which has consumers using buy now, pay later as a form of revenge spending or buying.
The thing that's so nice about like something like Filmora, which is like the editing software that I use, is that Filmora has an option where you can just pay them $100 and you get Filmora for life. You don't have to do this rigmarole bullshit where you have to pay them $20 every single month to use a variety of their services. You can just pay them $100 and you get it for life, and you never have to pay for anything again for Filmora. That's amazing. Why can't I do that? Why can't I just pay like $300 to get Adobe Premiere Pro for life, and I don't have to worry about having a subscription for $30 a month to get it? And then I pay for $30 a month, and it's like I have all these other apps that I don't care about that's inflating the price of it.
Things they feel like they missed out on during the pandemic. Combine all of that with a declining financial literacy among most young adults, and you have the perfect storm to make buy now, pay later explode as a new mentality. But why is this even a problem? If they're not charging interest, how can they actually be taking advantage of me as a consumer? To answer that question, we first need to look at the difference.
That's something I don't know. It's like, if you're not charging interest, then how are you? But like, the thing I have to think of is that it's like my assumption is that if they use something like Affirm or Klarna or something to do the buy now, pay later for like DoorDash or like clothes or like shopping or whatever, is that Klarna or Affirm gets a percentage of whatever the sale is, in whatever they pay, in exchange for the fact that the seller is going to get more people buying their stuff if they have more people being able to like purchase their things because of the buy now, pay later.
Differences between buy now, pay later programs and traditional credit cards, because on the outside they're basically the same thing. Both financial devices allow you to buy something today that you might not necessarily be able to afford or be willing to put cash down today for. But a credit card usually involves some sort of approval process, application, review, and a credit report hit. Meanwhile, buy now, pay later programs offer an almost instantaneous approval for your purchase in the moment. moment. Additionally, as we discussed, credit cards can accrue interest if not paid off by the end of the month. And that rate can be at crazy high rates, usually around 19 to 20.
Dude, like my credit card that I have, it's a 23% APR. So like, I think every single month, if I don't pay off like the credit card, or if I don't pay off a certain amount of it, then 23% of whatever gets tacked onto it. Dude, it's fucked up.
3%. On top of that, if you're late with your payment or you miss a payment, credit card companies can also add on late payment fees that just end up waterfalling you into insane amounts of credit card debt off of fairly simple purchases to begin with. And on the other hand, buy now, pay later offers 0% interest, which sounds great, but that all depends on if you actually pay your payments on time. If you don't, you'll be subject to late payment fees that can range anywhere from $2 to $15 per payment, and going all the way up to 25% of the total value of the purchase you made initially. And with all that said, buy now, pay later still might sound like a perfectly good alternative to credit cards, which is exactly what they want you to think. Because buy now, pay later programs weren't necessarily designed to help the consumer like you or me. They were designed for stores and brands that want to sell more through their website or in their stores. After all, that's why brands are willing to pay 2 to 3% more for their transaction fees to use a buy now, pay later program.
That's exactly what I said. It's like they take a percentage out of it because it's going to convince more consumers to buy your product, because if they see that they only have to pay $100 every couple of months, then they're more likely to do it than seeing that they have to pay $400 right now and then just ignore it altogether.
Versus a traditional credit card processor. To give you an example, let's look at a $100 purchase. If you bought a $100 item using a normal credit card on their site, the brand was typically going to incur about a $2.50 charge to process that payment. And on the other hand, if you were to use a buy now, pay later program, that transaction fee that the brand has to pay goes from $2.50 to about $5. But the merchant fees are just the beginning when it comes to buy now, pay later. So let's look at how these companies actually make money beyond just charging the brand that hosts them on their website. First, like we just discussed, they're going to collect that merchant fee, which is anywhere from 4 to 6% of the transaction price. Second, they profit from late fees, like we talked about earlier, which has turned out to be a pretty substantial revenue source for companies like Affirm and Klarna, because 1 in every 3 users of these buy now, pay later programs actually ends up missing a payment at least once. And third, pretty substantial revenue source for companies like Affirm and Klarna, because 1 in every 3 users of these buy now, pay.
That's fucking crazy. Like, at least for me, I set up autopay and I just don't worry about it. But I know that some people, they don't like autopay because, like, what if they need the money for something else that's more important? And so like maybe they might forget a payment because they didn't turn on autopay for that reason, and now they get hit with like 25% of the total value tacked onto it.
Programs actually ends up missing a payment at least once. And third, every purchase that is made reveals something about you or your shopping habits, and these companies have realized that that is very valuable information for other brands. So they actually harvest.
I just love selling the personal data of my consumers and making it so that I invade their lives and I make it way worse for them. Oh my god, I love it.
A lot of the data from your checkout pages and then sell it to other brands that can then use it in their marketing or in their ad target. And finally, they benefit from the sheer volume of loans being opened up by packaging yours and everybody else's debt together and selling it to larger financial institutions. They can make money even when you pay on time. In other words, they've created a system where they win no matter what happens to you financially. So now let's look at buying an iPhone for $1,000. When you reach the checkout page, you have 3 options. Number 1, pay the full $1,000 up front. This is the simplest, cleanest, and easiest way to get out of the checkout scotch-free. Option 2, you could use a credit card with the typical 22% APR to purchase the phone. And if you only made the minimum payments, you would end up paying about $1,480 over the course of 5 years, with 480 of that being the interest alone. And option number 3 is you could use Afterpay's 4-payment installment plan, where you pay $250 today and then $250 every 2 weeks until the plan is paid off. Which sounds like the best deal to you? You see, brands have mastered psychological manipulation throughout their website, but specifically on the last hurdle, which is the checkout page. And they do this through 4 key tricks. First, they exploit what psychologists call the pain of paying by splitting.
So like, it's like what, like, I think like Amazon does some bullshit with like their checkout page where it's like, you'll notice it's like, if you go to like checkout pages, like, if I go to a checkout page and I see how expensive it is, sometimes I'll leave and I'll be like, I'll look at this later. And like a couple days later, I'll get an email or I'll get a notification saying, "Hey, you left stuff in your cart. Do you want to come back and buy it?" or something like that, right? And it's like, dude, what the fuck? you're sending me an email because I left something in my cart because I realized I didn't want to pay for it? Fuck you!
Cost over a longer period of time, your brain actually registers less financial pain than paying the full amount up front. Second, they trigger what is called the temporal discounting, which is our tendency to value immediate rewards more than future benefits, or otherwise known as instant gratification. Pay just $25 today and it's yours sounds a lot better than waiting and saving up for it. Third, they will create artificial urgency by simulating limited time offers in the checkout page. And finally, they use colors and shapes to direct your eye exactly where they want you to be looking.
It's like if you go on Amazon, it's like the buy now option is like big yellow, and then the leave page button is like it's like this like white and like it's like this white and gray like box that's hard to see.
Have you ever noticed that the buy now pay later button is often highlighted in a brighter color, and it's sometimes even pre-selected when you reach the checkout page? These aren't accidents. These are specific design decisions to short circuit your brain to making a financial decision more on an impulse than with rational thinking. Instead of thinking about a $100 purchase rationally and over a longer period of time, they'd rather have you just click the pay $25 now and worry about it later on. And again, this isn't necessarily a bad deal because people are always looking for interest-free ways of purchasing things so that their money can go and earn them more money while they're paying off the other thing that they purchased. But to do so requires some financial education or experience. And sadly, most Americans are completely undereducated when it comes to financial literacy.
No, absolutely.
So the instant gratification syndrome kicks in and they buy practically everything with buy now, pay later with no real...
Dude, it's so fucked up. Cause like for like me, like it's like I got a credit card recently that has like a 1.5% cash back on literally everything that I buy with it. So now in my head it's like a good idea, right? Because like a lot of people do the same thing where like they get credit cards with good cashback like systems on it, and then they have like a few different credit cards that have like better cashbacks for certain things over than others and blah blah blah. So like they're like playing like it's like a mini game where it's like, oh wait, what credit card do you use for this scenario? So it's like now I'm buying everything that I get on a credit card, and when I go to my bank account, it doesn't look like I spent anything. But when I go to my credit card, it's like, oh, I spent like $800 today on like bullshit. And it's like, oh, great, now I have to pay off $800, even though it looked like I didn't spend anything.
Real concerned that they will, in fact, have to pay that off at some point. All they're worried about is the price that they will pay today, which is exactly how you end up with this.
I've done grocery.
Get the benefits of the pay in full. That's what I do usually. I mean, sometimes I'll get a little I get a little cheeky and I'll leave maybe like a 100 or two on the card at the end of the month, just because like I just didn't feel like dropping $1,000 in that moment. But like, yeah, for the most part, that's what I do. Hey,
I've done all kinds of crap on Affirm and Klarna, but it adds up, and then you are in a
$12.50 a month in Affirm payments, dude. That's fucking crazy. You see this shit? You see this? $12.50 a month in Affirm payments is crazy. Oh my god. Like I said it in the earlier stream, like this shit adds up, bro. Like it looks easy and it looks great to do it, but then you look at your bank account and you're like, why is $1,000 being taken out, bro? Holy fuck.
And in some ways, it is worse than having credit card payments. It's crazy.
Because buy now, pay later is so easy to do, people are starting to use it on more and more occasions where it's really not meant to be used. Instead of just using it on a big purchase like a new fridge or a TV.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, the only time I could imagine myself using Affirm, and the only time I did use Affirm is when I bought like my $500 like Samsung phone, right? But like, I would never in a million years get Affirm for a fucking DoorDash order. I would never.
They're starting to use it on smaller things and truly financing items that have no business being financed. A crazy story that we recently saw is that Klarna is now on DoorDash, which allows you to finance your $15 burrito over 4 payments of $3.75 instead of paying the full $15 up
that
front.
Is
Again,
so
not
funny.
a necessarily terrible thing when looked at in a vacuum, but when you expand this to consider that someone who's financing a burrito is also probably financing a lot of other things, that's when the real problem starts.
Like, if you're financing a goddamn burrito from Chipotle, you need to get your life in order. Like, you need to get locked in. Holy fuck.
To arise. Bad spending habits like this lead to what we call loan stacking. Pretty much what it sounds like. Taking out loan after loan after loan and stacking them on top of each other. And because buy now, pay later programs make it so easy to do so, most consumers don't even realize how
You're
much
paying that
debt
much for a
they're
burrito? Sometimes I'm really craving a Chipotle burrito, and sometimes I'm willing to tank the $15 to get it, okay?
actually accruing. In fact, in 2022, 63%.
What if I really want a burrito but don't have 15 bucks? Hook, line, and sinker every time, bro. Hook, line, and sinker every time. Take the extra guacamole off, bro. You don't need the extra guac, okay? You don't need the extra chicken. Just get the burrito for 12 bucks, bro. Take the guac off.
Percent of buy now, pay later borrowers had more than one loan going at one time. And this is where it gets really scary. Because these programs are designed to offer credit with little to no approval process, it's almost
I
like
feel like DoorDash is the thing if you have a stable income. If I wanted to, I could probably DoorDash like half of my meals every single month. But I don't, because I fucking hate DoorDash. I hate the concept of DoorDash. And it's like, I hate having to pay like 20 to 30% more than the actual order is than if I were to just go into the restaurant and get it myself. I just don't like the idea of having a huge DoorDash tax on top of the tip that I have to leave for the driver. And it's like, guess what? The driver, they get caught up in traffic, or they just don't care enough to deliver my food fast enough. So by the time it gets there, it's spilled. Maybe they ate it a little. Maybe it's cold and shit like that. Like, I'm not dealing with all that, bro. Fuck off.
People that don't know how to manage their money. All they see is, oh, I can buy this $1,000 thing for $250 today, and they just click buy. When in reality, over 69% of buy now, pay later users are already in debt on another credit card. And 28% of buy now, pay later borrowers are between the ages of 18 and 24 years old. Most of these people don't even understand the concept of how
targeting the children too is fucked up. Targeting the young kids who just barely even understand financial literacy is fucked up, dude. DoorDash now penalizes the drivers for accelerating too fast or braking so hard, so it's even slower. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucked up. How are you 18 and in debt? Look, some people aren't financially literate. Me? I mean, do I have bad spending habits? Yes, absolutely. I have bad spending habits, right? At least I have the money to support my bad spending habits, okay? But some of these people, like, they will go to a dealership and they'll get like a super nice car, and they'll be like, "Oh, I only have to pay $400 a month for 8 years for this car, bro. It's a good deal." And I'm like, what? That's crazy. It's really hard to teach financial literacy, dude. It is. No, financial literacy is a hard thing to teach.
How a credit card works, and by giving them this buy now, pay later option, it's almost like they have this unlimited stream of money that never.
There are oil workers in Alberta that drop $2,000 a month on a brand new truck, dude. It's crazy.
Needs to actually be paid off. Again, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some advantages to the system if you know how to play it, but the vast majority of people using the system are not taking advantage of it. They are just getting taken advantage of. So what do you do? As a consumer, should I completely stay away from buy now, pay later, or are there some circumstances where it makes sense? And to answer that question, the most important piece of advice I can give you is to never spend more than you currently have, whether that be through a credit card or a buy now, pay later option. If you don't have the cash in your bank, don't spend it. And that is by far the easiest way that you can keep yourself out of credit card debt. And if you feel confident in your financial abilities, feel free to use a credit card or buy now, pay later option to earn more interest on your cash while saving.
No, it's fucked up. Because, like, the thing about America, dude, it's fucked up. Because I never wanted to get a credit card in the first place, okay? I never wanted one. But I physically needed a credit card so I could build up a credit score so I could get stuff like car loans or a mortgage or a house loan or a car loan if I needed it, right? Physically, you need a credit card. It is impossible to do anything in America without a credit card. And it's fucked up that it is a required thing, even though they are evil, they are scummy. It is just horrible. It is horrible. Like, credit cards are are like fucking tumors in society. But it is required to have it if you live in America.
In your account versus just spending it immediately. But if you don't feel confident about this, treat your credit cards in a buy now pay later program as if it's hooked directly up to your checking account. If you spend $100, that's $100 coming directly.
You need a good credit. Yeah, no. I had to give the people that the house I'm renting right now, I had to give them like my social security number so that they could do a background check on me so that they could see that my credit score was good. It's fucked up. I was denied a job because of my credit score. Exactly, dude. It's fucked. Like, you need credit scores. Like, it is required. Like, jobs, like Kachi said, jobs will reject you if you have a bad credit score. You need a credit card. It's impossible.
Out of your account. Another tip I have is to avoid stacking these loans because that is where things can get very messy very quickly. If you start financing weekly expenses like gas, groceries, or that Friday night Chipotle bowl, it becomes a slippery slope because it is 100 times easier to get into debt than it is to get out of debt. But there you have it, the truth about buy now, pay later. These companies spend millions of dollars in psychological research to get you to spend more than you can actually afford. But now you know a little bit more about how to protect yourself. And if you like this video, make sure to check out this video that covers the business of Formula One and how billionaires use debt to fund their crazy hobby of racing.
Dude, it is terrible, brother. It is awful. Dude, like another thing that's like kind of like related to this whole thing, dude. Holy shit, Popeyes EBT card. Yes, many Popeyes accept EBT. So, like, did you guys see that Popeyes is now accepting EBT Snap? Did you guys see this? This is fucked up. This is terrible. We are running. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is EBT? EBT is the government, is like the government food stamps thing. So like if you're poor enough, you can apply for like food stamps and EBT, and the government will give you money every single month in order to like buy food, right? And Popeyes is now accepting EBT. So instead of going to the grocery store and getting actual food for your children and like actual necessities like, I don't know, water, noodles, fruit, vegetables and shit like that, now instead of spending like, I don't know, $50 on groceries, now you can spend $30 to get a Popeyes family meal with your EBT card. That's racially motivated as fuck. I'm black and I never do that. No, it's so funny. Dude, it's so funny because the minute this happened, a bunch of black people started coming out of the woodwork saying like, holy shit, the CIA is winning. The CIA is winning, bro. The CIA is winning. Ronald Reagan planned this. Ronald Reagan is rolling in his grave right now, laughing at the fact that he's now preying on black people, bro. It's fucked up. That's gotta be racist. I'm dying, dude. It's racist as fuck. As a Dollar General worker, I see people spending $100 on candy and watching the EBT pay for it. Dude, that's fucked up. You don't qualify for EBT if you're white or Asian if you make it wage. However, consider the following: your children will like Popeyes more than healthy food. Yes! Let's get Popeyes biscuits and make our children fat! Instead of getting groceries at the store to make a week's worth of dinner, let's spend it all on Popeyes tonight and get fat! Yes! America actively advocating for bad economic decisions, especially for the lower class, is the most unsurprising thing I've ever seen. Dude, it is fucked up. It is fucked up what Ronald Reagan is hitting the meanest woe in. He's rolling in his grave, brother. He's been preying on the downfall of every black person in America ever since this hit, bro. This was his grand plan. He wanted this from the beginning. It's so funny. I'm gonna spend my life savings on Popeyes. And no, you can't say that. Oh my god.